Good day, everyone, and welcome to Different Stages Radio. I'm your host, JJ, broadcasting in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. And my guests today are one of Canada's premier hard rock metal bands who are always on the road to rock. Please welcome from Kickax, Daniel Shawn, Larry Gilstrom, Ray.
Yeah.
How are we going? How are we doing?
Doing good.
Good
Still kicking.
Still kicking?
That's right.
So I had to reach out after seeing Daniel's post there the other day, seeing some action in the studio, and I had to see and I had to find out what is going on in Kickax world.
Well, we were working on this album in 2024, and then we got hit with some health problems. The Gilstrom brothers, mainly the Vikings, who are usually invulnerable. We got we got waylaid basically, and which prevented us from doing any work in the studio for quite a bit of time. And we found ways to get past that. So here we finally got everybody together this last weekend to finish it all up. And we spent 3 or 4 days doing that. And then now Ray and I are going to put it all together and then get ready to mix and master it and put it out. It's going to be 8 awesome songs.
So it's done. So basically you're in the final stages, just like you said, piecing it together, doing the mixing, doing the mastering.
Yeah.
Do we have a working title for the album? Is it just going to be 5, or do you have something else in mind?
That's what I've been calling it, but I don't think
no, we're not going to call it 5. Sorry, Danny, but
well, working title.
We called the last one 4. Calling this 5 is just like, well, it's just another one.
Yeah.
But I think we could use, there's a lot of song titles that are on the album we could use. Animal, Out of Control, One More Sin,
Yeah.
Those are all good album titles.
One More Sin is pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, that works. That works okay.
Now, is this new album featuring the 2 tracks that you released last year, Blackout Crazy and Run to the Thunder? Or those?
There'll be those 2 plus 6 more.
Yeah.
And those versions that are on the album, are those the ones that were already released, or did you re-record them or remix them and you do anything to those tracks?
Well, that's going to be up to Ray and I.
Mm-hmm.
We want everything to sound consistent through the whole thing. So we've got everything we need to modify things so that everything has a consistent, basically rhythm bed and consistent guitar tones, just everything so that it's all sounds like one album. I don't think we'll need much adjustment, but
we'll see
decide that as we get there.
Yeah, exactly. As the other ones come together, we'll see how it all starts to fit or not.
And do you have a rough target date of when you would like to see this out, or are you just kind of letting it go as it
goes? I'd like to see it out tomorrow, but
okay.
Yeah.
Fall, maybe? Is fall possible?
That's unlikely, though. Like the health problems are still ongoing for me anyway, and Ray and I are remotely working back and forth to put it together. And Ray has some things on the go as well. So I think we're gonna try to make it move as fast as possible, maybe a month or 2. That's about what we're looking at.
But fall is possible, or?
But yeah, I think fall is possible for sure.
That is awesome. And then would that, of course, coincide with maybe some more dates, maybe some more touring, adding a few more shows than the usual? Is that possible?
Yeah, we've got some people working on tours for the fall, and we definitely don't want to do these tours unless we've got this album ready. So we're trying to make everything follow the certain sequence that makes sense, put out the record, then go promote the record with the tour.
And do you have a 3rd single already in mind of what you might use as kind of the testing ground for the new record?
I don't think we're a single.
We're
not really a singles kind of band.
Yeah, exactly. But
kind of like Led Zeppelin, they weren't really a singles band, It's like, but yes, we have a couple of feature songs that we'd like to introduce to people first. Some of them are they're a little bit more standout and really reflect what the band is all about. I think those will be the ones that we lead with, as far as like putting out a video, putting things on Spotify ahead of time and that sort of thing.
Same goes with a pre-order campaign, because I imagine being, traditional, classic, old school band, for fans like myself that enjoy the physical product, we can count on CD,
Definitely.
vinyl, and hopefully a good lead up where you can sell a bunch of stuff in advance. Be nice to.
Yeah. No, definitely. There's a long line of people who are waiting for that hard copy CD. So
it's crucial. It's crucial.
That's probably, the most in demand thing when we go tour is people say, can I get, I don't want to just be getting it online. I want to actually get a hard copy of it. So we will definitely be doing that. We're even talking about doing vinyl as well. So.
Well, if you need help, let me know. I know a guy. Wink, wink. Talking about physical product, though, I have to bring up, because this is also a big year for Kickax, the 40th anniversary of Welcome to the Club. And,
wow.
And to fanboy for a moment, I still have, here it comes, which I saved up my paper route money for when I was a young youngster. This is the cassette that I bought, and it probably took me about 2 weeks to save the money to purchase that. That's and still is a huge, influential, big-time album for me, particularly when I was at that age of really starting to pay attention to bands and dissecting the music and really I need the stuff. So I was wondering if maybe there might be any ideas in place or plans on doing any celebrating for Welcome to the Club this year.
We've been celebrating it all year, but
I'm sure you have.
And whenever we need an excuse, why should we be, getting all crazy here? Well, yeah, it's 40th anniversary. Let's use that. No specific date. I know, we try sometimes to focus on that, but we're not really, I guess, milestone oriented as much as we used to be. We're looking just forward to making this one happen. And it's getting close. We feel really good. We had a really good time on the weekend. Every time we get together as a band, face to face, it's always a great time.
And that the chemistry is still there, and everybody's understanding each other.
Yeah.
And how about for you, Daniel? This is the first record for you to be fully a part of and involved with. How's the experience been for you so far?
Well, I don't often get a chance to collaborate with anybody. I'm always by myself. Okay, so Larry and I put our heads together more than once, a couple of times this year, and collaborating with somebody who knows what they have a focus and a direction, they know what they want to do, like Larry, it makes it a lot easier than button heads and, well, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? Right? He's got a clear vision of what he wants it to sound like, what he wants it to look like, as does Ray, as does Brian, and as does Victor. So stepping onto something like that, where there's already a platform and I can add to it, has been beautiful. I'm always sitting there, wondering what I should do next, and then suddenly I got these guys to collaborate with, and what we're doing, or like with original pieces, it's very refreshing. I'll put it that way, because again, I'm always by myself, and it gets a little boring. Okay,
it's better when you jump forward, Danny. We can actually hear you better.
Is it? Okay, well, here's my radio voice.
So much better.
Well, I you can hear me, but there's my answer.
Awesome.
Well, no, but it must be refreshing to know that you're not just a person in the background, that it's a full band effort, that everybody is contributing.
Yeah, the one thing is I'm not exactly the new guy anymore, but now I'm actually contributing to something new. I've been the new guy for 16 years, right? So that doesn't work anymore.
I think it's longer than that, Danny.
It probably is, but 2009,
more like 18, but
probably something like that. But I'll just say that it feels good to be able to contribute to something, especially a legacy like Kickax. It's awesome. So pretty happy.
Also, I'd like to mention Danny really fills in on the live gigs. Like, we always need someone. George was so good in the live gigs, and we tried with other people, and then Danny came along, and he fills that space pretty good.
Yeah. Why, thank you, Larry.
Well, and this is the thing, you were talking about 16 or 16 plus years that you've been in the band, and thinking now that we're coming up this summer will be 13 years already since us as a unit put together that Kickax Winger show. Can't believe that already.
Is it that long ago already?
This summer, this August will be 13 years. It was
13 years.
God.
It'll be 2012.
Oh.
I even dug out the poster back there.
Yeah, I saw those.
Yeah. That makes sense. 2012. Yeah.
Wow.
My God.
Maybe we can look at maybe doing something for an album release party, perhaps, and get something a bit more happening in the fall. What do you think?
That's a good idea.
I'm into that.
I'd like to do something like that. Yeah.
Something at home, yeah. That'd be great.
It's been that chunk of time. But I also want to talk to you about the way that you've been doing so many shows over the last number of years with Helix and the Killer Dwarfs and the relationship that you have with those bands. It goes back years. So how does that keep that momentum going?
Ray?
Well, I mean, it's the same era, right? It's that late '80s kind of thing. I mean, the fan base is still there, and they're real concert goers, especially for those 1,000-seat venues and the 1,500-seat venues, which is I think from a promoter's point of view and an agent's point of view, it's better to do a double bill or a triple bill. It just became a natural, and it became a really good seller. So we just didn't mess with the formula, I guess.
And we get along with those guys so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we basically share all of our dressing rooms backstage.
Yeah.
Just the mix of bands in each room, we just we're like brothers. It's not like three separate bands. We just move amongst each other. We could probably even switch while we're playing,
but that could be looking at having that play out in the Vancouver area would be awesome for a change.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I agree.
I know they want to do it for sure. So
yeah,
to make that a reality. Now with that Helix 50 best of coming out, I was wondering, did you have or were you offered a chance to become a part of that? Because there's the different things happening there with the re-recording of Rock You and so forth. Was there any way to make a contribution to that?
Well, yeah, I think that, they've asked us to do a lot of things, but I think somebody has got something worked out for them with another band for some of the fall stuff. Can't remember what. We were actually looking at doing something with Sven Gali and Coney Hatch.
Oh, nice.
Down east. And, of course, Killer Dwarves, which are really, really close to us. If we could get them to come out here, and I know they'd like to.
Yeah. But
maybe Sven Gali and Coney Hatch just bring the whole thing all the way out to Vancouver. I know that there's a few agents and promoters that are working on that tour for fall. That's why we're kind of in a hurry to get the album released.
One More Sin.
One More Sin. Yeah.
Push that a bit more. Now, Ray, we're dropping a bit off air about talking about George. How's George doing? Anything to mention about George, as in Criston, original vocalist?
He's doing great. He's just embracing the life out here. I kind of live not off the grid, but near the fringe of it. Let's put it that way. And he had a bit of a health scare on his own a few years ago. So he needed to kind of slow down and get a less stressful thing going on. And he helped me move in here about 25 years ago. So now it's come full circle, and he's back out here, and he's just, it's great to have my buddy of so many years just close by. And I'm on the road a lot, so I know that there's someone around, which is a nice thing as well. And to know that it's, that it's George of all people.
Is he there, Ray, sneaking around in the background?
He is not. No, he's working on some solar powered thing for the neighbors. So I think he was busy with that today.
Well, were you able to maybe entice him at all with making any contributions to the new album?
Oh, definitely. I'll be, there's going to be lots of mixing going on here over the next few months. So, and he's over the shoulder a lot of times. So I'll get him in there for sure.
I'd like to have him do some vocals.
Well, I was about to say, background for something.
That'd be fabulous. Yeah.
Absolutely. That will probably happen, I would say.
Talk him into it.
Yeah.
Get the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Now, any other upcoming dates at all that we can start pimping to people? Anything that's confirmed?
No, we've got a lot of tentative things, but it all hinges on when we get this done.
Right.
And we have to get it done, or at least know when it's going to be done, so that we can guarantee promoters and that specific dates that we will be available.
And that totally makes sense, because you want to have that finished product in hand, and there's probably no point in being distracted.
No.
And it just stretches out.
And that if we went out early, that would just take away the time, that we need to put that together. So that has to get done first.
Yeah. And for people that are wanting to keep track and follow, where's the best place to get information regarding Kickax?
I believe Facebook or our website are the two things we really keep up to date. You know, we try to add stuff to TikTok and X and other things, but we find there's not a lot of action on those things for bands like us. So we focus on places where we seem to get a lot of our old fans gravitating to us, and that's working out pretty good. You know, we can reach people through those avenues, and once the time comes, you know, we do put it on all social media when there's major events going on, but.
Well, I'm sure you'll get a ton of traction once the new album is announced, and the pre-ordering campaign, and new video and upcoming dates. Yeah, it's just going to explode. So you're probably going to appreciate this slight calmness right now before everything just takes off.
Yeah, especially since we all believe we got some really good songs. You know.
Yeah.
That could have been on Vices or Welcome to the Club easily.
Well, I see a little mischievous grin on your face, so I'm pretty hopeful that it's going to be awesome. So
yeah, for sure.
I'm going to look forward to. I'm going to just keep calling it one more sin. I like that. We'll go with that for now. And
Working title, yeah.
Yeah, and George, you out there? No,
he is not. He is not.
Well, we say hi to George, and I thank you very much for your time today to Ray, Daniel, and Larry. You guys are awesome. Say hi to Victor and Brian, and we will hopefully have you all on the show, maybe with George on a future episode when we have more to talk about regarding One More Sin and singles and pre-order campaign and dates and all that stuff.
That'd be great.
Absolutely, JJ.
Thanks, JJ.
And thank you for tuning in to Different Stages Radio.
Awesome.
Take care.
There you go. Well,